Lineage of Evil. Oh my goodness. So I came across this story on Twitter, right? And when I saw it, I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought it was bullcrap, okay? I thought it was just some hyperbolic, inflated story that people were just spreading because it was unrealistic to me. It was unrealistic because what the story had suggested was that there was a nurse who was going around breaking bones of babies.
What?
And I'm like, think about that. That's like some villainy, something you see in like a movie where it's so cartoony in its evil and wickedness that it's like, okay, it's satirical at this point. And then I go and look into the story because I'm like, okay, let me see what the actual story is and not read the headline. And sure enough, the story actually gets worse, bruh. You have this vile, wicked lineage of evil individual, Aaron Stratman, 26-year-old nurse. And she is in the NICU. Now, I don't know what that was, but that is a special unit for premature babies. Listen to me, premature babies. So what had happened is that she apparently was doing exactly that, causing fractures on premature babies. And I look into it, and from what I've seen is that they all happen to be exclusive black babies.
Dominique Hackey, the father of one of the Henrico doctor's NICU babies found to have broken bones in 2023, concerned that it has taken so long for justice.
I remember her being in the room. She was friendly, she answered questions, but she didn't stay and talk like the other NICU nurses did. She wasn't family like the other NICU nurses were.
He's describing 26-year-old Aaron Stratman, the nurse now in jail, charged with felony child neglect and felony malicious wounding.
Listen to what I'm saying. There is a 26-year-old nurse in the NICU who is going around breaking bones of premature black babies. That's what was happening. Now, what makes this even worse is that due to an investigation in 2023, she was put on paid leave, okay? Put on paid leave. What the hospital then did was bring her back. And guess what she went back to doing? Breaking bones, causing fractures to premature babies.
Stratman was put on paid administrative leave by the hospital for a year after the 2023 cases of NICU abuse came to light, and then was allowed to return in late 2024.
Now, this is unthinkable. This is the type of wicked and evil behavior that we have to acknowledge, that we have to address. All right. When people talk about racism, you'll never find a story like this. You'll never find a story like this where a black nurse is going around breaking bones of white babies. You'll never find something like this. Nowhere near or comparable to this. When I talk about the lineage of evil, this is what I mean. When I talk about, that there are some people out there, this lineage of evil, that hate you for your existing, for your mere existence. That is not hyperbole. Okay, when they want to talk about, the white replacement and they just want to attack us and everything, they hate us, they're teaching your children to hate themselves. That's just victimhood. That's not justified by anything. They just don't like the truth. There are evil, wicked people out here who don't like the truth. They want to cherry pick and whitewash their evil, the evil that they come from. Okay, the lineage of evil that they come from, they want to whitewash it. Okay, because somehow that affects their children understanding the truth of how they got to where they are, how they amassed the wealth and the power and the influence that they have currently. When I talk about this, you have to understand that, although this is very wicked, this is standard. This is standard for many of them, that they just don't want you to exist. And they use, whether it's, bullcrap statistics, whether it's, bullcrap, half orchestrated, studies and stuff like that, whether they try to use crime, whatever their excuse is, that's merely an excuse. It's a scapegoat to try and validate their innate hatred.
Hackey saying the hospital should be held accountable as well.
Because that shouldn't have happened. If they were suspicious of some person enough to let them go, they shouldn't have brought them back. So that's on them. They failed.
I have no words for this. No words for this. Because this is some truly horrifying thing. You're telling me that black families aren't even safe in the hospitals? I mean, that goes without saying. Great book, The Delectable Negro. We already know as far as what they were going on, as far as when we look at the mortality of black women in the hospitals, we already know that. And there is a lineage of evil when it comes to healthcare for black people, because they don't see us as human. You have to understand that. They don't see us as human. They still see us as chattel, okay? And there's many of them that are passing on this mindset of evil, this mindset of wickedness onto their children. And that's where we get this lineage of evil, because this is beyond the pale, bruh. And how the prosecutor was talking, I didn't even like how the prosecutor was talking, because she was talking about, well, if there is evidence, we will, that we can, find probable cause and yada, yada, yada. She's giving me legal jargon.
Henrico's Commonwealth's attorney, Shannon Taylor, says the investigation is not over and more charges could come as detectives continue to review NICU video footage.
We will continue to work on building cases if there is evidence present to build other cases to find if there's additional criminal culpability.
Pathetic.
We're not talking about, an adult. We're talking about defenseless babies. And there's nothing that anyone can say. So what does the right do? What do these racists do? They just hide the story. They just hide the story because they can't say, oh, well, the baby was resisting arrest. What? What are you talking about? Well, the baby had a criminal record. What? What are you talking about? So all they're going to do is the same thing they did with Amber Geiger, which is what? Preach forgiveness. Well, we need to forgive, okay? She clearly was going through some things. We have got to forgive her. That's what we have to do. That would be the godly thing to do. I'm not surprised at that reaction. I'm not surprised at that at all, because they have done everything in their power to try and act like stories like this, act like people like this don't exist, or they are not a significant portion of their group. That these people are just one-off cases, when we have a litany of stories like this. I don't think as heinous as this, but this is where we're at. Where now your black women aren't safe, your black babies are safe. Where do you go? If you've managed to suppress a group of people financially, educationally, and then healthcare, what then? I'm still waiting as far as at what point do black people say enough is enough? At what point does that come? I would love for that day to come, because it seems that the John Browns of this country, it seems that they've gone silent. They've gone hidden. They scared themselves. So it is going to be up to us to stop this lineage of evil, to stop this wickedness from happening. Because it's going to happen, and it's going to continue to our children, to our children's children, to our children's children, until somebody makes a stand and stops us. These people are sick in the head. That's what it is. To harm a baby, I don't know, that is the ultimate evil. The ultimate evil. Anyways, guys, that's a video. There is no either or here. I don't know how you can try to come up with the defense for such a villainous person, an evil, wicked human being. I don't know. But if you can, well, chances are you're evil too. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me, Friday through Sunday. Disagreement day, there'll be a number on screen. You can call in and we'll duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what do you think she's going to say to the judge? Huh? Like, how do you explain your heinous behavior to a judge? What, you going to plead insanity? Huh? Weed psychosis? What are you going to do? And subscribe and all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
And then was allowed to return in late 2024.